My father's suitcase slammed shut like a gunshot, echoing through our crumbling house. I was 16, and the weight of his betrayal already felt heavier than the cancer eating away at Mom. He didn't even look back as he walked out, leaving me to stitch together a family he'd torn apart. I'm Ellie, and this is my story, not one I chose, but one I survived. Mom's diagnosis came 6 months ago, stage 4 breast cancer, a death sentence wrapped in medical jargon. The chemo drained her, leaving her a ghost of the woman who used to dance with us in the kitchen. My little siblings, Max and Lily, were 8 and 6, too young to understand why Mom couldn't get out of bed or why Dad stopped coming home most nights. I knew, though. I'd overheard the late-night calls, the giggling women, the lies he fed Mom when she was too weak to argue. The day he left for good, I was scrubbing vomit off the bathroom floor after Mom's latest treatment. Max was crying because he'd spilled juice, and Lily was tugging at my sleeve, asking when Dad would read her a bedtime story. I wanted to scream, but instead, I hugged them both, promising everything would be okay. It was a lie, but lies were all I had left to give. Dad's excuse, "I can't handle this." "Ellie, you're strong. You'll manage." Manage, I was a kid, not a superhero. But he was gone before I could spit the words back at him, off to chase his mistresses while I played mother, nurse, and breadwinner. We lived in a small town, the kind where gossip spreads faster than wildfire. Everyone knew Dad was shacking up with some woman named Tanya, then another named Claire. They whispered about Mom's sickness like it was her fault, and about me like I was some tragic saint. I hated their pity. The first few weeks were chaos. Mom's treatments cost a fortune, and Dad's child support was a joke, $50 here and there. Usually late, I dropped out of school to work 2 jobs, mornings at a diner, nights stocking shelves at the local grocery store. My hands cracked from washing dishes and my back ached from carrying Mom to the bathroom when she was too weak to walk. Max and Lily started calling me Mom by accident, and every time, it felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I wasn't their mom, I was their sister, and I was drowning. But I couldn't let them see it. Max needed help with math homework, and Lily needed someone to braid her hair for school. They needed stories, hugs, and someone to chase away the monsters under their beds. So, I became that person. I learned to cook, burned a lot of toast at first, but I got better. I memorized Mom's medication schedule, fought with insurance companies, and begged doctors for payment plans. At night, when the kids were asleep and Mom was resting, I'd collapse on the couch and cry until I had nothing left. Then I'd get up and do it all again. Mom tried to stay strong for us. She'd smile through the pain, telling me how proud she was, how I was her rock. But I saw the fear in her eyes, the guilt that she couldn't be the parent we needed. One night, she grabbed my hand, her fingers cold and thin. "Ellie," she whispered, "I'm so sorry you're carrying this." I told her to stop, that I was fine, but my voice cracked. She knew I wasn't fine. None of us were. The hardest part wasn't the exhaustion or the bills. It was the anger. I hated Dad not just for leaving, but for making me feel like I wasn't enough to make him stay. I'd see him around town sometimes, laughing with his new girlfriend, while I was buying generic cereal because it was all we could afford. Once, he waved at me like nothing was wrong, like he hadn't abandoned his dying wife and 3 kids. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to make him feel the weight of what he'd done. But I didn't. I just turned away, because Max and Lily were waiting at home, and they needed me more than I needed revenge. Months passed, and Mom got worse. The doctors stopped talking about cures and started talking about comfort care. I didn't want to hear it. I couldn't imagine a world without her, but I had to prepare for it. I started teaching Max how to do laundry and Lily how to make sandwiches. They were kids, but they weren't stupid. They knew what was coming. One night, Lily crawled into my lap and asked, "Is Mommy going to heaven?" I didn't know what to say, so I just held her until she fell asleep. Then came the day I broke. I'd just gotten fired from the diner for missing a shift. Mom had a seizure, and I couldn't leave her. The bills were piling up, and we were out of groceries. I sat in the kitchen, staring at a shut-off notice from the electric company, and I lost it. I screamed, threw a plate against the wall, and sobbed until my throat burned. Max and Lily found me like that, and instead of being scared, they climbed onto my lap and hugged me. "We love you, Ellie," Max said. "You're the best sister ever." That was the moment I realized I couldn't give up. Not for me, but for them. A social worker, Ms. Carter, started checking in on us after Mom's hospital stays increased. She was kind but blunt, warning me that if things got worse, Max and Lily could be taken into foster care. The thought of losing them was worse than anything Dad had done. I begged her for help, and she connected us with a local charity that covered some of Mom's medical bills. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep the lights on and food on the table. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't completely alone. Mom passed away on a quiet Tuesday morning. I was holding her hand. Max and Lily curled up beside her. She looked peaceful, like she'd finally let go of the pain. We cried together, the three of us, and I felt like the world had cracked open. But even in that moment, I knew I had to keep going. Mom had left me one last gift, a life insurance policy, small but enough to give us a fresh start. I used it to pay off the worst of the debts and move us to a tiny apartment in a new town, far from the gossip and the ghosts of our old life. Dad tried to come back after Mom died. He showed up at the funeral, all fake tears and apologies, saying he wanted to make things right. I looked at him, at the man who'd chosen his own pleasure over his family, and I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just emptiness. "You're not our dad anymore," I told him. "We don't need you." Max and Lily held my hands, and we walked away. It was the first time I felt free. Now, I'm 18. I got my GED and a job at a community center, where I help other kids who've been through hell. Max and Lily are doing okay. They're in school, making friends, healing. We're not perfect, but we're a family, and we're enough. I think about Mom every day, about the strength she showed even when she was fading. She taught me that love isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, a fight, a promise to keep going no matter what. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Dad. Part of me wants to, just to let go of the weight, but another part knows he doesn't deserve it. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. For now, I'm focused on giving Max and Lily the childhood I didn't get. They deserve that much. What do you think? Was I too hard on Dad? Or was walking away the right thing to do? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear them.